Hello and welcome to the Hope Hotline. Your counting down stinks, Tracy.
It was Hope.
Stinks,
It's not
Tracy.
for you. It was. You already know when we're going. It was for our video
Oh, okay.
sneak peek.
Forgive
Okay,
me.
we'll do it again.
Forgive me. I don't know what you're doing over there, but
I
I thought that
know.
was for me to
No,
help me out.
That's why I didn't turn on the mic yet, because you didn't need to know. None
Okay.
yet.
Well, welcome to the Hope Hotline, the most unprofessional podcast you'll ever be a part of.
But it's so fun.
Ever. I'd rather have laid back than uptight.
Absolutely.
I cannot handle uptight.
Especially right now, the world. No, we just need to have fun.
And here's the thing.
Okay.
If everybody, for those who are freaked out,
Preach.
stop being freaked out over what's going on. First of all, if you're not a Christian, I can see why you're freaked out.
True.
But get saved and then you won't be freaked out. Second of all, if you're freaked out and you're a Christian, open up your daggum Bible. You can clearly see
There you go. What an idea.
this is not the end.
It's not the end, guys.
It's not. The end is not yet, as my favorite pastor loves to say. The end is not yet.
Who's that?
Pastor Rodney.
The end is not yet.
That's what he says all the time. Huh?
Don't tell Pastor Tom.
What is that?
She said, don't tell Pastor Tom he's your favorite
Wow.
pastor.
He's my pastor. Well, that's true. Tommy is my favorite pastor. That's true. But it seems kind of weird for me to say that about my husband. But he is, though.
But he is.
But my pastor, besides my husband,
Okay.
thank you very much. That's what he says. The end is not yet. It isn't yet.
end
Don't
is not
freak
yet.
out, people. Like take her down some notches. If you want to know that the end is not yet, all you have to do is read Matthew 24. It's one of the things that you can do to know that, we're in what I call birthing pains, which is what the Bible says. We're in the birthing pains of things because it's actually all the things we're hearing about is what Scripture says are the birthing pains, or labor pains. You can read it either way, but take a chill. It's all going to be okay. And if you really think any of these narcissists want to be eliminated and taken out, blown off the face of the earth, you're crazy. They live for themselves. They're not going to do anything that could potentially eliminate themselves.
That's the consequence. If you throw that thing out into the atmosphere.
Which it has been.
It has been. It has.
Nobody's going to do it.
I know.
And if they
I believe
do,
it.
Florida's going to be the first one to probably go, and we won't even know it is. Who cares? All the rest of you outside of out of Florida, the other 49 states, you'll be like, that made sense.
Right.
Eliminate. We're not the boot, but what is that little thing that we're called? It's like
it's
not peninsula.
Yeah. Peninsula.
It's what is it?
Yeah. You're right.
It makes the most sense, and that's one of the theories right now is Florida will be taken out. We'll be invaded.
Yeah.
Good luck. Yeah. We're all gun owners. Hello, look at her shirt. Yeah, we're all gun owners.
Even the
what
women.
did you say, Sarah?
Even the women are packing.
We're all packing. Like,
watch out.
So, I mean, I don't know. They would probably to send a message. They're going to blow us up off the face of the earth to send the message.
So yeah, Florida.
So if you live in other places, you're fine.
Right. If you live in Florida, just be saved.
Yeah. If you're in Florida, get right with God.
Right. And then live your best life. And then we'll
You're
be with
gonna
him.
Well, that will be your best life.
Right. Exactly.
As soon as we go up there, we're golden.
Right. Saved, best life, golden.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
But just so many people are freaked out. Like,
know.
oh my gosh, have fun.
I don't even know what you guys are talking about.
Oh my gosh. Are you freaking kidding me, Sarah?
That is it. Be saved.
I'm literally
And then live your best life and have no idea
Well,
what's happening.
no. You do need to know what's going on.
No, she's got us. We'll let her know when it's appropriate.
tell me if something
You need
is
to-
important. That's all.
What does she need to know? What's her need to know basis right now?
Well, this is pretty important.
Okay. Give her a couple facts. What does she need
Well,
to know?
Okay, you don't know anything about Israel and Iran.
No.
They're bombing each other.
Oh, okay. That's not good.
Yeah, and Trump is threatened to get involved. First he said he wasn't. Then he said he was. Now he says he's going to give himself a couple weeks. But it's the art of the deal.
It is 100% the art of the deal.
I don't know if I believe any of it, to be honest. I'm like, this could all just be AI,
At this point.
psyop.
Right. I mean, Google VO is out. It could just be all a video.
I'm saying.
That is true.
Okay.
That's why I'm like,
Maybe we-
Although,
Do you want to take a trip?
I've already been there.
I got a couple weeks.
I've already been there. I've been to Israel.
We'll send Talia. Yeah.
Man,
or Iran.
let's go.
Whichever.
I was there.
Where did you go? Israel or Iran?
Israel. Oh, no, I ain't going to Iran.
I heard Iran is beautiful.
I'm not going to Iran where I have to put something over my face. Okay? It's not that I love my face so much, but I love my freedom.
I also love being alive too, but
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
it's all
Good point.
Yeah.
I
don't know if they
am
like
a
me.
woman, although I am a biblical woman
Yes.
who knows how to submit to her husband. I'm also very strong-willed.
True.
Very you really need to hear what I have to say
Yes. Yes.
in a very respectful, honoring way. But you really need to hear what I have to
You will
say.
need to hear it.
Only really one person really needs to hear it.
True.
That's my husband.
True.
That's it. But seriously, I mean,
Yeah.
it's hot as crap in here.
Now you're hot. Okay. Talia, can you turn it down?
Well, just turn it on.
It's on 75, but so just down to 74.
What do you
but
think?
you're gonna have
Why
to
do you
change
think
it.
it's so hot in here?
Because I had the door open because it was on 70.
Yeah, but
and now
even
it's not.
still, it was cold when I did walk in here.
I think you're just fired up.
I'm fired up,
you
baby.
You know what question's coming up. You're ready.
I don't know what
I'm
question.
clickbait.
Oh, okay. There's no question, people. I mean, there is questions, but they're not
She's
that
gonna
great.
be cold in a second, so
Yeah, well, I'll be cold, so you have to get up in 2 seconds. Oh my gosh, it's the buzz right now. It's the buzz. I get it. It was even on The View. But did I show you my girl that I love at the I Don't
know.
Care Club?
I don't know.
I love her.
Oh my! You know that's only 3 weeks old, and it has taken the world by storm.
Good for her.
And now people are trying to copycat it. Which, listen, be your own you. Don't copycat.
Yeah, exactly.
Figure out what you can do and you can do well.
Amen.
Don't copy what she's doing. Like stealing from her thunder. Like, do you?
What is this? I don't know what this is.
Are you looking at it?
I'm trying to figure it out. What?
Okay, so it's the I Don't Care Club, and it's all for people like me, premenopausal and postmenopausal.
Okay.
Now, I think it's more for like I went through menopause I finished menopause at 48. What did you say? 60? I'm not even 60 yet. Thank you very much.
Talia loves that.
I'm pretty close.
That's her favorite.
I'm 2 years away
Job
from 60
opening.
now. Yeah, I'm 2 years away from 60. So take her down and slow it up. Back the truck up.
Exactly. We're not there yet.
Golly. Which I actually am looking forward to 60.
Are you?
I loved turning 50.
Aw, I love that.
Which our good friend Vanessa's husband is turning 50 on Sunday. Happy
Yes.
birthday.
Happy
if
birthday,
you're watching.
Jeff. Yeah.
It's probably not.
I think they're either flying right now or they're landing right now. Because
Good
their
for
flight
them.
was around 1. So
But I love turning 50. I love turning 40. I love that.
40 has been great.
40 is awesome.
So I'm glad you are excited. You liked 50s too.
Loved
'cause-
it.
Okay, good.
I'm loving my 50s.
I love that.
And
That makes
then,
me happy.
I don't need your help getting me to 60, but I'm just saying, when 60 happens, it's going to be pretty great.
Yeah, it will be.
It really will be. I
Absolutely.
think people, first of all, people try too hard to stay young.
True.
They're never satisfied where they're at. Like they're always getting fillers. They're always getting something to change their appearance so that they stay young. The only problem with that is you look like a freak show.
It's true. It's true.
Just grow old gracefully. Like lots of lines in my forehead because I talk with my forehead.
Yep. They're there. They happen. Oh, smile lines from smiling. Just life.
But for me, I was talking to my the person who does my facials, which she's freaking amazing. But fillers and stuff like that, they don't last. But laser,
Okay.
you can do laser, and that's more natural.
Who does that? Does Tracy do that?
I don't think Tracy does do laser. She does micro needling.
Right.
And she just, dear Lord's in mercy. We almost had a major accident.
We're good.
Situation.
We're good. Everything's good.
micro needling people.
Yeah.
I saw before and afters. Now I'm interested in micro needling, but it's also
why?
really great
If
for your
If
face.
you're just gonna
It's
age
actually
gracefully.
I am going to age gracefully, but here's the thing: you
not
can't.
fast.
not. But here's the thing:
Yeah.
what it does for your face and takes off the layers of dead skin,
Right.
and rejuvenates your skin. It's got some great things to it besides getting. It's great for scarring. There's so many good things, and she just got a new piece of equipment. But I'm that's not so bad. But what it doesn't do is it doesn't reverse your age. It just you're graceful in it. I'm still gonna
Causes
look like
time.
I'm 58 years old,
Right.
but I said to her, you're not going to be able to get rid. There's no way to get rid of these deep lines. She's like, no, but it won't be. They won't be as deep, and then you'll have fresh new skin. I'm all for that.
Right. This says that it increases collagen and elastin.
Yes.
So it helps improve skin firmness,
Yes.
texture, and tone. So it's not really it's just improving what you're missing.
It rejuvenates.
Which is collagen. Yeah, exactly.
Which is great.
Right.
But in the process of all of that, these lines won't go away, but they won't be as deep.
Yeah.
For me, I'm just saying, why fill your lines up with junk that you don't even know
Right.
what's in that stuff? It's not natural. And then you have to do it for the rest of your life.
Right.
And they say it stretches your skin.
Oh.
So when you stop using it, it potentially can be worse. I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah.
I do not know if
mean-
that's true or not. Chat GPT that, but I don't know. But still. But all for natural stuff. But laser is more aggressive, and I'm not up for that. not up for the aggressive.
I agree.
But anybody that's near, 40s, 50s, 60s, this girl is very funny. I love her. She makes me laugh.
Where is she on TikTok?
She's on TikTok.
Okay.
I don't know even how I found her. I think she came up on my For You page.
She's on Instagram, sure.
Is she on Instagram too?
Okay.
Ah.
There you go.
And I'm all for the funny. Like, please, I don't want to see people crying. I don't want to see people depressed. I don't want to see people, sharing all of their hardships. Although I do love those stories where that Jubal in the morning, where he's
Oh my
they're
gosh,
tricking
Jared
people,
found those.
where they're tricking people into confessing that they're having affairs, or their first dates were terrible. Me and Tom have laid in the bed and cried laughing. And then there's other people that they're just terrible, but they think they're great, and they're great for minimal time on TikTok. But there's some great. I hear my kids in there. I'm not Tommy so much. I hear Norma in her room just crying of laughter.
Oh my gosh, I know.
There's some funny stuff.
There's some crazy stuff out there.
There's some funny
It's
stuff. I'm going to
entertaining.
show you, Sarah. I'm going to show you this guy on TikTok. His name is Joey Bro. I send him to them. I'll have. Do you have TikTok, Sarah?
On and off.
Okay,
I
Sarah. I'm
struggle with
sending
the
you
TikTok.
Joey Bro. He's horrible, but he has got the confidence of a I don't know what. He
Sarah
looks
would
like
like him.
he's stuck in the 80s. He's the singer that's about 5 beats behind in everything that he sings. And his dancing is
Subpar.
slightly pornographic.
Oh.
I mean, oh my gosh, he's worse than Elvis with the hip thrust. But
Oh
he
my
thinks
God.
like he
Oh, I've
is
seen this guy before.
nailing it. Oh, you have?
Yeah, she knows him.
You know Joey?
Bro. BREAUX. Wow.
Joey Bro.
I don't think I'm going to follow him. Thank you, though.
Don't follow him.
Moving right along.
Yeah, wait for
It
Hope to
doesn't
send you one.
matter.
I'll wait for Hope to
He's going
send
to
me
come
a
up on your
I
For
know.
You
He'll
page,
find
whether you
you.
want to follow him or not. Trust me
Now
about
that I've
that.
searched for him,
He's
It's
coming.
done. It's a done deal.
over.
Yes. All right.
All right. Ready?
What do you got going on, girl?
I got some stuff.
All right.
We got some stuff to talk about.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. So if you're on Facebook, like, share, comment, and then head over to Rumble. I'll drop the link to you real quick just to make it easy peasy if you want to join the live chat. So we always push people over there. Although they haven't been wonderful to us, you do get to go to the live chat, and there's more people over in the live chat. If you're on YouTube, subscribe, do all that kind of stuff. And, everything you can do on all these different platforms is great for us. Rumble, there is the option to repost. It's right under the title. If you can see that and you want to say watch live with us, that would be really great. And you can give us a thumbs up as well. There is Black Robe TV, as you know, that's our platform. And then there's the audio podcast that is available later on. And then right now we are on TikTok. So Hope and I are live streaming together. So if you're on TikTok, hello, glad you're here. You can go to Hey It's Hope 01, or you can do the Hope Hotline, either way. And we would love for you to join us. Also follow us on those platforms because we got fun stuff coming up. And then we have the option for you guys to send in your questions. We would love to hear from you and just know what you guys are chatting about, what you have questions about, anything that maybe you're having a hard time finding the answer to, or if you're struggling with something in your family or even your marriage or something, and anything like that, we would love to be able to have the opportunity to answer that and see what Hope thinks about it, where she can find something, maybe some scripture for you to stand on. But yeah, send those over askhope@hopehotline.com. You can, again, follow us on the Hope Hotline on TikTok. We're over there doing all kinds of stuff. And then Hope is killing it. Hey, it's Hope.
Is that my new number right there?
That is.
Woohoo!
261 as of this afternoon. So I don't know. Did you get anybody else?
I don't know.
Okay,
I've been slicing wood.
That's true.
I've been cutting wood this morning.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So you'll want to follow her. We all kinds of random stuff going on over there. And
That's pretty good since just starting middle of March, right?
I know. Was it March?
I started March 12th.
March
And it
12th.
was a hot mess. I didn't really get into
We
my
didn't know-
groove until the end of March.
I know. We didn't know what we were doing. We were figuring it out. but we started, and also didn't you start and then it.
No.
Was it going to go down? No, that was January.
I started one. It went down. I lost it.
Oh, yeah. Then your phone.
Yes.
Then you're getting TikTok back on. Like that whole thing.
It was a whole thing.
It was crazy. But so we got all kinds of random stuff on there. So we have like questions we're like all over the place with our questions. So you'll want to see, I know that one. We have some that are like sent in and then Hope answers them and they're kind of crazy. Then she has some that are either true or false. And then she has other stuff that she pops on there. So none of this stuff is anywhere else. So if you want to check it out, you have to go to TikTok. She's posting all the time, very active on there. So you want to go see what's happening over there.
See, that's the crazy thing. Like, I know those numbers aren't right, but that just goes to show you how schizophrenic TikTok is, because you can go from 1,000 to 2,000 to 400 to 100 views.
Anybody that's on TikTok is like, we know. We know how crazy it is.
Yep. Like, get with the program.
I know. And now everybody is, I'm going to put us back on for a second. Now everybody is hearing to do 20 to 30 posts a day. So now my feed is filled with like the most random stuff ever.
Really?
Or everybody's like, hey, do 20. I'm doing 20 a day. And they're not saying anything. And I'm like, I'm not going to watch it because you're not saying anything. So if you're going to
why would you do that?
Because you get a ton of followers. But like, what are they following you for? It's like having a ton of people come to church and you're not even preaching the gospel. Like, you're not winning them to anything. So if you have them if you have TikTok and you have
won't they delete you eventually?
I'm sure, I guess.
I don't know how TikTok works.
I mean, they could unfollow you, but like, even then, are you going to have like supporters or you just have a random number of followers? I don't know. I guess it's whatever your goal is, but I just think it's like, I think you just stick to what you want to put out there and then find your people, And it might take a little bit longer. You don't have to do all the gimmick things. Sometimes it works.
If I had a dog, which I do have a dog, but if I had a dog, man, I could climb the Space Needle with that thing.
But could you imagine just filming your dog every day?
Well, I could because I love my dog. And
every day for the rest of your life, that's what you're going to spend your time on.
Well, I might because I literally could. Like, some of these people with their animals, I can watch them. Like, there's some people with their animals, I do watch them because I'm like, I like that, and it's happy.
Yeah, right.
So probably I could probably film my dog
then
every
maybe
day.
That's the next thing we're doing.
No, I can't do anything else.
The next thing we're doing is I'm buying
my gosh,
arms with guns for her chickens.
Oh my gosh, yes.
She is.
Yes. Amazon, get it now.
So funny.
I'll donate to the cause.
So my chickens are gonna have hands.
Yeah. Yes.
With guns.
And we can make a commercial for the Girls Gun Club. Chicks with guns.
Oh my gosh, that's dang funny. There you go, girl.
Just in this smart brain of mine. Yeah. So smart.
Can I climb in there?
Come on, guys.
For 2 seconds. Let me climb in there. That was fast.
That was good. Listen, keep me around, guys. Keep me around. Okay, going back. Sorry. Okay, so next coming in July 2nd, but just so you guys know, next week there are no podcasts. We've got some stuff going on here, but also I am going to be traveling. I'm going to be up seeing my family, hopefully meeting my nephew.
She's gone for 2 weeks.
Newest nephew. I am gone for 2 weeks, but it's like 4th of July. You guys aren't even going to miss us. You're going to be so busy these next couple weeks that
we got Heather.
You're going to be like, whatever. But just so you know, Wednesday and Friday, you do have Heather. Wednesday and Friday, I'm going to pull up the dates real quick. It's the 25th and the 27th of June. We will not be here. So
yes, that's correct.
Please remember that. And then the next following week is the 2nd, which you guys know, July 2nd is Nick Hansen. So
which will only do one podcast that week, correct?
Correct, because then it's the 4th of July. Okay. And I don't have that graphic yet because I have to make that. So, but we will not be here on the 4th of July, which is Friday. And then we'll be back. We will be back on July. What's that date? Pull my mouse down here. July 9th. We'll be back July 9th and 11th and 16th and 18th. So you guys, don't worry. Don't worry about it. We'll have so much fun together. And then Natalie will be on at some point in the near future, but we got to figure that out because then July's kind of crazy too. We got like our youth week that week. So possibly the end of July, I think is what we're doing. The reason we're not having her on in June is because we have Dare to Be. So if you guys are here, Next Friday, June 27th, doors open at 6:30, but starts at 7 p.m. You'll definitely want to join. There's door prizes, and Hope will be preaching, and it's going to be a good time. So I'm going to share.
Very good door prizes.
Very good door prizes, I can confirm. But this is our little commercial. Enjoy.
This is your personal invitation to Dare to Be, a powerful evening for women of all ages centered around healing, hope, and an authentic encounter with God. Join us for a night filled with passionate worship, inspiring Bible teaching, and the presence of God that restores and renews. You'll leave encouraged, equipped, and empowered. So bring a friend, open your heart, and get ready to dare to be all that God created you to be.
Okay, so please join us, bring friends, and definitely grab a raffle ticket. Do not share it like I always do. You will want to hold on to it. Did you know that I don't like winning? I don't like playing games.
What?
I hate
Oh,
playing
well, I
games.
hate playing games, but I do enjoy winning.
I don't know.
And Sarah absolutely loves winning.
And she loves it.
She does.
She does. So if
That's because she does. She wins.
because she does win all the time.
I'm a winner by nature.
But she's like the perfect winner because she goes up and she's excited.
Yes,
And
that is true.
I appreciate that as a photographer and a videographer. Like we appreciate that. So thank you
Oh, yes.
for your service.
for the plot.
It is. It's always
Oh
for the
my
plot.
gosh.
I appreciate
Oh my
that.
gosh, look at how dark it
If
is.
If you do not smile when you win a prize, where's the camera?
We're taking your prize.
I will personally take that prize away from you.
What are you going to do with it? Keep it for yourself?
Give it to someone who's happy to win.
they're gonna have to go redo the reaction, and then they get the prize.
Look at Spicy McGroin over there.
Listen, there's nothing worse than when somebody wins and you're like videoing
Yes.
it and they're like,
And you're like, I could have done so much better.
thank you. I know.
Oh
Like
my
Sarah could have
gosh.
done better.
She's got her bangs all done. Talia's got a new haircut with
she's
some
like-
blonde in it, and she is
Yes,
like
my blondie.
a little fiery today.
Blondes
Woo!
have more fun.
It's great.
What am I saying?
Looks great.
What am I saying?
She's dating my son, so knock it off over there. Not too much fun.
Exactly.
All right, first question.
Go
Let's
for
do it. Go into all the world and preach. Oh, what is that? Go into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature, which that is what it says in Mark 16:15. Preaching to every creature, ? Animals, ? What other creatures would this mean? Well, this is going to be short and sweet, and then I'll have you guys chime in if you want to chime in. But really, there are no other creatures. If you looked at Matthew Henry's commentary about what this scripture means, this is. I hate to say this is going to be boring for some people. Stay on, because there's not much to this, to be honest with you. And I don't want to run through this so fast that the person doesn't feel like their question was valued. But it's super fast, super easy to answer. So the word creature means to whom they were to preach the gospel. This verse is what this verse means. This, not this word. To whom they were to preach the gospel. Hitherto they had been sent only to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, and were forbidden to go into the way of the Gentiles, or into the city of the Samaritans. But now their commission is enlarged, and they are authorized to go into all the world, into all the parts of the world, the habitable world, not outer space, if that's what you were wondering, and to preach the gospel of Christ to every creature, to the Gentiles as well as to the Jews, to every human creature that is capable of receiving it. Inform them concerning Christ, the history of his life and death and resurrection. Instruct them in the meaning and intention of these, and of the advantages which the children of men have or may have hereby, and invite them without exception to come and to share them. Okay. Animals, it can't be animals because animals don't have a rationale. They don't have a comprehension to be able to say, I receive Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. Human beings pretty much are the only creatures on the face of the earth, and even Sasquatch can't do this, if that's what you're wondering. Aliens, if that's what you're wondering, which I don't believe in Sasquatch or aliens or the Loch Ness Monster.
Are you serious? There's footage.
Oh my gosh. The problem is you believe that slightly.
I mean,
And you're
Bigfoot. That's a toss-up.
Oh my gosh. Please
Bigfoot's
don't get me going off on Bigfoot.
Okay, I won't. But
Sarah.
But it's a toss-up.
Sarah and Tracy, you both believe in Bigfoot. He has to be able to be
Plead the
saved.
fifth.
Unless
Yeah,
he's
and
half
here's
human,
the-
half animal.
Here's what I think about Bigfoot. Is
Please
that the
tell.
reason why all of the pictures are blurry is because he's just blurry. He's just a
Right.
blurry
He's
guy.
pixelated.
Yeah, he's just in real life. If you were to see him,
Right.
he would look blurry too.
Right. I mean, that's the only thing that makes sense because we have really good footage now.
Right.
And he's always blurry.
And is it just one, or are there multiple?
Oh, totally, there's multiple.
way more
But
than
there's
just one.
a
So we
Bigfoot.
call him the Bigfoot, but I think
Right.
it's like multiple Bigfoot.
Definitely
feet.
multiple. I mean, he's not going to heaven.
Okay, you both cannot be serious about this right now. Please
Well, he's
tell
not
me.
going to heaven. I'm not saying that. He can't get saved.
No.
But he's definitely out there. I mean,
If I saw him, would I preach the gospel to him? Maybe.
I probably
Or
wouldn't.
he'd eat you.
Right. I probably wouldn't. But I would definitely get a less blurry picture, but it still would be blurry.
Right.
I might risk my life for that one just to prove.
I'm
I
with
know
you.
you're fooling me. I know you're both like they're my like people would say we're conspiracy theorists, but there is some truth to that to a certain extent. Okay, but all of the conspiracies that I have believed in actually have come to pass. Okay, so are they conspiracy? No, they're not. Now those two yahoos over there, that's a whole different story.
I'm just saying.
Don't listen to them.
Or listen to us.
Some of you out there are like, yeah.
I know. I can
they're my
hear them.
people.
I know. I can hear them.
Oh my gosh, in your head.
Yes.
Along
normal?
with the
Can't
other
you?
voices that
Can't
you're
you
listening
guys? Isn't
to
that
as
normal?
well.
You don't hear voices in your head?
Yeah.
No, I do not. Dear Lords of mercy. Let's go back to this. So the word creature in the Greek, it
What? I'm listening. I'm interested.
is called tissis. Okay.
Bless you.
The word creature in Greek is tissis. Okay. It's number 3231 if you want to go and reference it. And it means creation, created thing, creature, governmental institution. Creation, authority, created things, creature, world. So even if you see the word creature, it can even mean the word world. But in no way, shape, or form, unless something can actually have the comprehension to receive Jesus as his Lord, their Lord and Savior, they're not talking about that. It's not animals. Animals cannot be saved. Do I think animals are in heaven? My conspiracy says yes.
I mean, it's in the Bible.
I have found something that is very...
Yeah. Jesus comes back on a horse. There has to at least be a horse up there.
I never thought about that. I never thought about that.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I know they're there.
But
Okay.
there's other things in there that... Well, the thing is we're going to... Well, somebody might say we're vegetarian, but there's a scripture in there that I have found that makes it very vague about animals being in heaven, your pets. But you know what? Good. Kudos to you, my sister friend.
That's from my mom.
God bless you.
Thanks, Mom.
Bachki.
Yep.
Bashki, thank you so much.
Thanks, Bachi.
Sorry for coughing in everybody's ears. The word creature is referring to people. That's it. That's all I can tell you. That's my opinion. I'm sticking into it. And unless somebody can prove me otherwise, that there's other creatures. And I don't want to see like fake aliens. I don't want to see it. I've seen lots of pictures. I don't buy any of them yet. Like, why with an alien? Why would... They can't go to heaven, so why would God make it so that if they were created, that they would be doomed? That's another thing with the old.
Okay.
I have loved ones who actually believe in them, and they're
In
great
aliens?
people. In aliens, they do.
Like that they're good? Because a lot of people think aliens are demons or fallen angels or something. Like that's their...
What?
Oh, yeah. That's the only thing I've ever heard. Not that there's like they're not real. They're just like the...
I have never heard this before.
Really?
No.
Hope. You just forgot.
This is a tributary that I have not walked down.
Oh. Okay, so that's what
Fallen angels, I've always thought and believed were demons, not aliens. How can they be both?
well, they're not, because there's not really aliens, because they just pretend.
To be an alien?
Yes.
They take
like,
the
mess
form of
people
an
up.
alien?
Well, yeah. I mean, what are they? Are you the people that believe in aliens that you know? They've seen aliens, or they just believe that aliens exist?
I'm going to be honest with you.
Okay, is it you?
No. And then, I've never gone into depth with them enough to. I've made the conversation. I haven't made it. The conversation was brief because it wasn't one that
You were interested in.
or like it was probably said in passing or something like that. So
Okay.
there wasn't like a chance to really go into to deep dive into it.
Right.
Um,
So we can assume that they just believe they exist, not that they've seen them.
Well, there's
So-
lots of people that have said they've seen them.
Right, right.
that have
Yeah,
been,
I
like,
know.
Probed by them.
Right.
So that
But
Yeah,
sounds
I know,
demonic
but-
to me.
And it sounds like they were probably on acid.
maybe,
that's what I
yeah.
think.
Right.
I think
So-
they
or
were
other
either
substances involved.
Correct.
they were either drunk
Yeah. Or something.
or something.
Or something making their, or even like some of the medication people
Or-
are on. Like that stuff can make your.
Or it was a dream, and dreams can seem very real
That's true.
Yeah.
depending on who you are and how much chemicals you have consumed.
I was gonna say, I always know when I'm dreaming. In the dream, I don't. But when I wake up, I'm like, oh, it's a dream.
Listen,
You know?
I've had so many. Like, listen, we all have had dreams where
Right.
our spouse or somebody that we're
Right.
very much into has cheated on us. And listen, waking up the next morning and just not wanting to go. Oh,
Right. But you knew it was a dream. But you were still mad. But you knew it was a dream.
oh no! I woke up and I realized it was a dream.
Right.
I mean, when I
definitely my
woke
point.
up, I'm like,
Right. Oh, yeah.
okay, yeah, that's true.
Because
But
it's real, but then you wake up and you're like, oh, it was just a dream.
Yeah, because he's still next to me. He ain't with Hotsy Totsy.
Oh, my gosh.
Hotsy Nazi. So I'm just saying, not Nazi, Nazi, Notsy. She's not hot.
Not see.
Not like as
Not.
in Heil Hitler.
Now we're off YouTube.
Are we really?
No,
Because hey, listen, I've said far less and been kicked off.
True.
That's true.
True. No, we're good. We're good.
Huh.
We're so good.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Well, that is
Interesting.
definitely a theory, is that they're just demons. They're not really aliens. It's just the
That's a
enemy
lot of work
trying to deceive
for a demon.
people. Yeah, but they're deceiving people. So instead of like thinking, like they think that literally like aliens are going to come down and get them. Like how consuming could that be if you actually believe like, oh, they're really smart. They could just come one day and a UFO can appear. Like people get consumed by this stuff. So
Yeah.
it's perfect for the enemy to do that. Everybody has their
Yeah.
thing, and that's some people's thing.
It's weird.
But
But listen, I mean, everybody's got their thing.
everybody has their thing.
Thank God that's not mine.
It's not yours.
I can't do that. I don't have what it takes. It's a lot of work to believe in something so far-fetched. But a lot of people would say it's a lot of work to believe in Jesus.
That's true. Or like the Bible stories where like Jonah's in the
Yeah.
belly of a whale for a very long time and then he's not. He didn't die.
That's
All
true.
because he wasn't obedient.
Yeah, but I believe that.
Right.
They
Fair.
they proof.
Me too.
All right, let's do our sponsors really quick and move on to the next question, which is Real Estate Appraisal Associates of Southwest Florida, Inc. is owned by Laura Keller. They've been in business since 2005. They provide the most accurate certified home appraisal service in Southwest Florida. They have upfront pricing with no hidden fees, no waiting for a couple weeks for your appraisal. They will have it done in 2 to 4 days. Why do you need an appraisal? There are many reasons to get one. First, when you sell your home, it removes any concern that you priced it too low to eliminate paying high estate taxes on a home you inherited. to make sure that you are not paying too much in property taxes because of an inaccurate home valuation. Lastly, so that when you list your home, it's not priced too high and sits on the market for months or longer. Real Estate Appraisal Associates of Southwest Florida are highly trusted and valued. They have done over 10,000 appraisals, and they are locally owned and operated for over 30 years. They are a licensed state certified appraiser and are an expert team. Their appraisals have a 100% money back guarantee. They can provide residential real estate appraisals in the following counties: Charlotte, Sarasota, Manatee, DeSoto, Hillsborough, Pinellas, and Lee. If you give them a call and tell them that you heard about them from the Hope Hotline, you will get a $50 discount. Next up is, hold on. If you're listening to the podcast and not, it's not live. Which is the way it is for most people. Most people do not watch this live. So here is the phone number for you to call them, 941-743-3700, 941-743-3700. It is a crazy market out there.
Yes, true.
So Hanson Automotive Services has been in business since 2017 with 20 years experience. They do everything from oil changes to tires to AC work to engine repair and replacement. They're not just motivated to do their best, they are auto-motivated, and their business lives by Proverbs 16:3. Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and he will establish your plans. His phone number is 941-460-3962, 941-460-3962. You cannot go wrong if you use either of those businesses, for sure. The next question that we have that we're going to move on to, for those who are on TikTok and watching this, is a Christian podcast. And so sometimes it's going to sound weird to you, but even Christian principles can better you. If you're like, there's a lot of people who they don't really want to do the God thing, but they always are trying to level up in having character, integrity, being a better friend, being a better person in general. And Christian principles make that happen. Mm-hmm. So you can apply them. And then maybe you'll see the difference and you'll want the difference. Who knows? My prayer group always turns into a gossip session. How can I redirect the conversation without sounding self-righteous, or should I just leave the group altogether? There are a lot of scriptures that talk about this, and we're going to hit some, but I'm going to tell you right now, like, it's not just prayer groups. It's not just prayer groups. It's Bible studies. It's moms groups. Oh my gosh, listen. Me and a girlfriend who come to the church, she had a little girl, and then I had my son, and I don't know if my daughter was born yet, but she and I did, Allison, she and I did a lot of stuff together. We would walk together. She rollerbladed. I walked. I'm not doing that. Hot mess. A lot of skin knees, elbows. I would have needed a helmet. Not doing it. I am not going anywhere where I need to wear a helmet unless I'm on the back of a motorcycle, and still not doing that. So, so we had this moms group at the church we had both attended at the time, and one of the things, I stopped going, first of all, because my kid kept beating the crap out of everybody, and I was the topic of conversation.
Poor Hope.
I'm out of here. But on top of that, that's what it ended up being. Like, it ended up being like everybody gossiping and talking about one another, or about other people in the church, because Christians are not perfect people, and they should be striving for that. But I mean, gossip is a sin, and it clearly says in the word that if you do that, you're not going to go to heaven. So you might want to think about shutting your trap. But when I went to that church, I battled at that time being a big, huge gossip. Like, maybe not a big, huge gossip, but I was pretty gossipy. And what you got to do is remove yourself from that situation, because all that's going to do is perpetuate. And the thing is a lot of times people think that if you're not the one talking, but you're the one listening, that you're innocent in the equation. You're not innocent in the equation, because you're participating in the gossip. And we'll read the scripture, but it's going to separate you from your friends. It really will. Like, you need to be dogmatic about not talking about other people unless you talk to them straight to their face. Talk to them about it, but don't talk to a lot of other people about things. It's not good. It'll ruin relationships, and you'll be considered untrustworthy. So before I get going, what do you guys have to say about this? I'd love to hear what you have to say about it.
Well, when Vanessa and I started the Tuesday group, we had our first conversation was, how do you want to handle women coming in and bashing their husbands? Because
that's normal.
That is very normal. And they don't even realize they're doing it because they get away with it in all the other groups. So it becomes like a norm. And so I just wanted to, like, we talked about like how we would handle it. And sure enough, like, it's something that never happens. So it's kind of cool when you go to a church and leadership sets an example, and then they bring in those type of people. You know what I mean? Like, you attract people like that. So it is not the norm for somebody to come into our group and bash their husbands because they sit under Pastor Tom enough that they stayed this long, so they must agree, you know, and they're not like wanting to rip their hair out, like, because Pastor Tom's saying to submit to your husband, and biblically, like, just reading the Bible verse. Mm-hmm. So I don't know, just for that, like, we never really had to deal with it. We've had a couple instances where we had to deal with things, but it's always done biblically. And so there's a Bible verse that literally tells you how to handle it. And you do it that way. But like you said, if you struggle in this, just get out. Like, don't be around it. Stay away from it until you like have built up the strength to just keep your mouth shut. Because I think that's the hardest part, is like, you just want to, if you're like somebody like me that loves to talk, you just all of a sudden you're like talking, you're like, ooh, and it feels yucky, but you're too engaged at that point. So you have to make a decision then to either like get up and walk out, which is really uncomfortable but necessary, or just not say anything. Keep your mouth shut.
And I think too, like, you can just, like, for me, I think you can talk about a situation or something. It's not like you keep your mouth shut about every single thing. Okay. Right. That's not reality either. That it's how you discuss that particular topic, that particular person. And are you making sure that at all times their reputation is being preserved?
Yep. That was what I was going to say. Yep.
Because you can talk about the truth about something, but you don't have to tear somebody down
and slander them.
And even if they're the one that's wrong.
Right.
Because usually people who do wrong things are great people.
Yeah.
So let's not like make them be the worst thing on the face of the earth, because usually that's what happens. When somebody does something, we pile on.
Right.
It's just unnecessary, because really, in all actuality, these people are usually, if it's something that's gone awry or gone on, it's a great person, and you don't want to destroy them.
Right.
You want to build them up, even though you can talk about a situation with honesty without destroying their character and their integrity.
Right.
What do you want to say, Sarah?
I'm in the midst of a situation right now that requires it to be communicated. So it's a slippery slope, like you're saying. It has to, like, you can't not talk about things if there's a problem that needs to be addressed. And specifically, if you've addressed that person directly first and there's still no change.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But what we've done, because I'm really, I think it's important to maintain the culture of what I'm building. So I'll use that phrase a lot. Like, we're really, this is important that we maintain the culture. Right. And part of that is not talking bad about people. So we have little phrases.
Yeah.
I think for this person who's asking this question, they already know what they're supposed to do. And I think that addressing it on your way out is a good way to do it.
Yeah.
Like, don't just leave and not let it be known that why you didn't leave, because why do you care if people think you're self-righteous? It's not self-righteous to do the right thing and to call people out on their stuff.
True.
Yeah.
So,
well, a lot of times it's a lot of times what you do when you do that is you're bringing awareness to something that people might be unaware about.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
They might have gone so far that to them it's just normal. Mm-hmm. Normal conversation, normalcy for them.
Right.
But that it is heaven and hell.
Yeah.
So
True.
Conviction, not condemnation, but conviction comes in and has a great way of revealing things in the heart and like causing you to want to prune things off of yourself that should not exist.
Yeah.
And that's one of them. But if somebody says something in the right way and brings it to your attention in the right way, a lot of times you might be like, oh, that hurt. But at the same time, you're like, you know, that person really likes me. And like they risked sharing truth with me in a kind way and it tried to not offend me. So maybe I don't need to be offended. Maybe I need to be self-aware or self-evaluate.
Correct.
Which is lacking in a lot of people.
Yeah, it's hard, but it's good for you.
It is excellent. Every day, pretty much every day, I try to evaluate myself. And I don't do it where it's like obsessive compulsive. I just try and go through and think to myself, okay, is there anything about, and I don't do it like this, but I'm just giving you an example, a more professional way of what I do, because I'm very low key about this. But is there anything about today that needs to be corrected, or that I could have done better, or responded better? Because the thing is every single day you should be better than the day you were before. And a lot of times people are just so happy with the status quo, but that's not really what, you know, your expectations should be, especially for your Christian walk. You should be able to look at yourself 30 days from now and go, I look different. And then people tell you, you look different. And I say this a lot, but you should, when somebody tells you that, man, you don't act the same way, you don't talk the same way, you don't look the same way, instead of being offended, you should be going,
Thank you.
thank God.
I know.
Thank
Exactly.
God I don't. I'm doing something right. I'm actually biblically doing what the word tells me to do. But a lot of times people get offended because how dare you tell me that there were things about me that I needed to change. Everybody has something that they need to change. Everybody. And to think that you don't, you probably have more than you can think that needs to be changed, because you think so much of yourself. And I'm not telling people to think lowly. What I am telling you is to be humble, be meek, and look at yourself through a lens that is truth, not one that is delusional. Because I think we do that a lot. We live in a state of delusion in a lot of ways. So
Me too.
I'm going to give you some scriptures, and then I'm going to go back to my girls and see what they have to say. But Ephesians 4:29, because I agree with Sarah 100%, you got to say something. And I even put in my notes, you got to say something. Ephesians 4:29 says, don't use foul or abusive language. Let everything you say be good and helpful, so that your words will be an encouragement to those who hear them. Proverbs 11:13 says, a gossip goes around telling secrets, but those who are trustworthy can keep a confidence. Now, for me, I'm like, which one would I want people to look at me as?
Right.
And you really should think, like, if somebody sees me walk in the room, do they consider me somebody trustworthy? Like, if I have something that I need to share, I know beyond a shadow of a doubt they're going to speak truth to me, but they're also not going to ever talk about it with anybody. It stays between me and them. I love those kinds of people.
Yeah.
I love people that I know beyond a shadow of a doubt. I always know where I stand with them, and I know that I'm always going to get truth. And I'll only surround myself closely with those people versus people who want to shine your shoes, make you sound good all the time. Never read your own mail, whatever. Why are you looking at me like that?
I don't know.
People who want to
Thinking of a situation and it's making me have that. Sorry, I'll
That's
tell my
okay.
face
Okay.
what's going.
I do things with my face. I'm like, for me, like when people praise you and that's what you believe, and that makes you feel really great about yourself. But then when people talk bad about you,
Oh, yeah.
and that
good.
makes you feel really low about
Yeah.
yourself,
Yep.
okay, that's a lifestyle of schizophrenia.
True. Preach.
Because up and down, up and down, up and
Right.
down, up and down. Get
According
to a place.
to somebody else. Right. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Get to a place where no matter what anybody says about you,
Right.
it's irrelevant.
Right.
Because you're confident in who you are in Christ.
Correct.
Because really, a lot of times people read their own articles, their newspaper articles about themselves, and they determine how their day is going to be, you know.
Yeah.
How many likes did they get on Facebook? How many comments did they get? How many people did they, you know, put a facade out to that think that they're one way and they're really another? That's how people live. They don't live in a real world. Proverbs 16:28 says, a troublemaker plants seeds of strife. Gossip separates the best of friends. Don't be a troublemaker. Don't be somebody, because it says that God hates a man who stirs up dissension, which is strife. Don't be somebody that God hates. I would hate to be on the other end of that. So don't be a person who loves to cause issues and problems amongst people. And then on top of that, a gossip separates the best of friends. The thing is if you are honest about yourself, or honest about things, when you gossip, you're separating yourself not from the people that you're gossiping about, but more importantly, because you will, but more importantly, you're going to be separating yourself from the people you're gossiping with. Because usually that's your best friend or somebody you're close with.
Yeah.
You will not be close friends with them. I tell my kids all the time, you want to ruin a relationship with somebody, gossip with them. You will not be friends with them. So if they're a really great friend, treasure that relationship and do not gossip. Guard your tongue. Guard your mouth, because you will not be friends with them. I know of this because I've done this, and I've lost friends because of it. It's shameful, and it's sad because it's not necessary. Romans 1:29-32 says, their lives became full of every kind of wickedness, sin, greed, hate, envy, murder, quarreling, deception, malicious behavior, and gossip. They are backstabbers, haters of God, insolent, proud, and boastful. They invent new ways of sinning, and they disobey their parents. They refuse to understand, break their promises, are heartless, and have no mercy. They know God's justice requires that those who do these things deserve to die, yet they do them anyway. And when it says deserve to die, that means not go to heaven. Worse yet, they encourage others to do them too. Have you ever noticed that? Let's look at this. Greed, because greed is a sin. Greed, hate, envy, murder. Everybody automatically goes, of course murder's a sin.
Right.
But do you ever think that greed, hate, and envy are? Because a lot of people live in them. Like the one-uppers. The one-uppers are always envious of what somebody else has. So they got to make sure that they get that. And then some. Quarreling. Do you know that quarreling, you're not supposed to do it? There's another scripture that says, do nothing with arguing and with, how does it go? Do nothing with arguing and, gosh. I can't remember what the other part of it is. But you're not, it's like, we're not to argue with each other. We're not to like,
Is it Philippians 2:14? Do everything without grumbling or arguing. Okay.
Grumbling and complaining.
Okay, or complaining.
Arguing is the yep. So, and a lot of people, that's what they do.
Yep.
They live their lives like that. We're not to do that. Like people should, when they see that you're married and you have a good marriage, it's because it's a biblical marriage, right? That you're living things out. There's things that like me and Tom don't argue. And we don't quarrel with one another. But what we do is if we have a difference of opinion, because you will, we handle it in a very respectful way to one another. For the most part, almost every single time. But there's probably been 5 arguments in our whole entire dating and married life. And I don't have time for all of that anyway. Who wants to do that? Not me. I'd rather live in sweet harmony. And then every time I see somebody in my family be super happy, or just a friend, just enjoy them. Deception, which is lying, malicious behavior. People think that being malicious to one another, it's okay. It's all right. It is not okay. It is not all right. They're heaven and hell things. Backstabbers. How often do we see that? People love to backstab.
Sure do.
And people are like, no, nobody hates God. Well, yeah, they do. They do. Because if you loved him, you'll obey him, which means that's what it says. Those who love me obey my commandments. So if you're not obeying his commandments, then you definitely don't love him. So what's the opposite of love?
Mm-hmm. Hate.
Insolent, proud. Hello. People are so proud. It's ridiculous. Boastful. People are like their biggest fans. And listen, I love myself. But I don't boast about myself. Yeah. We need to be very careful about that. Even when somebody loses and we hate them, we need to be very careful about boasting about that. Be very careful about that. Disobey their parents. Parents, you need to make your kids obey. It's a big deal. It's a big deal to allow your child to be disobedient. It's a big deal. This one I love. I was reading these when I first found it, and I'm like, man, this is like down to the nitty gritty. They refuse to understand.
Yep.
Isn't that crazy?
Yep.
I mean, I can think of people that are like that. They refuse to understand even the truth. They'd rather live in sweet oblivion. How you do that, I don't understand. Break their promises. How many of you guys love people who will tell you that you're going to do something and then they don't do it? Because to them, it's just words. I mean, in that moment, I wanted to do it, but now I don't want to do it. So I'm not doing it. How many times do we hear that? Especially, I'm looking at Sarah in business, right?
Yeah.
People talk a good talk, but then when they have to do the follow through, keep your word. If you say you're going to do something, even if it inconveniences you, you do it anyway. That's the true character of somebody. So unless you are really going to do something, don't say you're going to do it. Correct?
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes people say they'll do things for people because they think that will make that person like them more. But let me just tell you, when you don't follow through and actually do it, that person likes you less because they know that you don't mean what you say and you don't do what you say. So their respect for you drops. And they don't trust anything you say you're going to do. So when the next time you say you're going to do something for them, they're going to be like, sure, right. I'll believe it when I see it, is what happens. They're heartless and have no mercy. Don't let that be you guys. Don't let that be you. So if it was me and I was in this party or at this prayer group or Bible study, when the gossip started, and don't think that I haven't done it, because I have, but when gossip starts, I'm like, either I politely excuse myself, and if somebody asks why, I said, this is not a conversation I want to be a part of. If they say why, then I'm honest. I'm like, I don't want it. I don't want to be a part of gossip. We're not gossiping. We're just saying that's not what it sounds like to me. So because that's not what it sounds like to me, I'm going to politely excuse myself, carry on with your conversation. It's like work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. You don't think that that's gossip? Work that out with God. Me, I do. So I'm out. And then you just do your thing. And don't go back. Don't go back.
Good word.
What say you, girls?
Amen.
Amen.
Oh my gosh.
I think that if you are living a lifestyle of gossip, peace will like come and go. Like you were saying, if you care about if people say good things about you and then they say bad things about you and they say good, and your peace is like this because you care that much about it. The same with gossip. When you are living in gossip, you can't live in peace because then you're like, oh my gosh, well, what if they told that person what I said? But I didn't really mean it. Like you're always going to feel anxious because you said too much. So yeah. So I say if you struggle with gossip, say less. You don't have to not say anything like Hope was saying. It's not say, because that's the other thing. A lot of people have been like, well, we didn't say anything because we didn't want to be accused of gossip. And I'm like, is that the truth, or is it you didn't want to say anything because of fear of man, or and maybe that is true. Maybe you really didn't want to be accused of gossip, but gossip is slandering somebody. So find a good way to say it if it's really that bad. Like if something really bad is happening, you have to find a way to be able to communicate what's going on. And that's only fair for leadership. That's only fair for if you're an employee or a business owner. If you don't tell, if you don't like mention something bad, how the heck are we supposed to know? You know? Yeah. So people love saying that, like, oh, well, I just didn't want to be accused of gossip.
I didn't think it was my place to say something.
Oh my gosh, that's another one.
Yep.
Please. Please. There's a right way and a wrong way. Hey, did you ever feel like this? Like I did, obviously, because I was a gossip. But like if I had been gossiping or whatever, and then somebody would call, my heart would be going, because I'm like, oh my gosh,
what do they know?
What if they're mad at me because they know that I like,
and you're like, hello,
hello, or you gossiped and you then had to go out and test the water to see if, because that person's acting weird towards you, so you're testing the water to see if
they're mad.
They're mad at you?
Yeah.
God, it's so great to be free from that.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Oh my gosh, never. Oh my gosh, it's so wonderful not to live like that.
Yeah. True that. True that.
And then there's sometimes, like literally with people, because some people don't change. Sometimes I can sense and I don't know if it's discernment. I'm not that discerning, so it's probably not. But to be honest with you, but when people will call me up sometimes, I'm like, and it's weird, like it's not normal, and I'll be like, "Have you been doing something that you feel bad about?" And that's the reason why you're calling me. Not that I ask or anything, but I'm like, maybe I need to be watching this, because sometimes it's because I know that there are scenarios going on,
right,
with different people and different things. And I'm like, and they're tied to it.
Yeah.
So 1 + 1 always almost equals 2, but
it's true.
Not always.
But most of the time.
But most of the time.
Yeah.
So I literally am like, oh, are you testing? Are you trying to find out? Like not anything from me, but because you've done something that you regret and you're trying to find out if I.
Gonna say something.
Because I sometimes do.
You do.
I confront bad things. So, but it's so freeing not to live like that.
It really is.
And it's very freeing to surround yourself with people who do not do that.
Right.
So, like you can find a good group of people, your own little prayer group, if that's what you love and you're passionate about. Yeah. Find your own people. As if Vanessa was here, she would say your own tribe. So
exactly. Find that tribe.
In honor of her, we'll say tribe. Find your own tribe. Set some rules. Set the standard. Yeah. And then fulfill what you feel God's calling you to do. But if you don't be a part of that. There's nothing good that comes from that. And my thing is you guys can pray for people and you can see positive results and everything, but how much better would you do if you didn't? Like, how much more would you see what God, know?
Yeah.
Your gifts and callings are irrevocable. So He's going to use you.
That's true.
But how much better could you be used with clean hearts and clean hands?
Right. And as a leader, be prepared for those moments, because they're going to happen. Somebody's going to start, because there are people that will come into the group and they're brand new and they just start unwinding because it's their time it's time for prayer requests. Yeah. And then people just unwind. And you have to be able to stand up and be like, hold on, and stop it, which I've had to do multiple times. Yeah. And it's okay. Like they don't know. So you have to be willing to stop it. You can't just sit there because everybody's going to start to feel like really uncomfortable. Because like, who has to get up and walk away? Like, are we all like who? So the leader, that's your job to do that.
You have to do it.
You have to.
For the sake of everyone in that group.
Right.
It's a must.
Right. Especially if
it'll preserve the group.
Right. Exactly. Like she said, she's cultivating this group. So if you want to cultivate that group, you can't allow certain things to sneak their way in. And the enemy will always try. But if you stop it right away, every time, it's less and less and less.
Well, you'll lose one.
Right.
And you'll keep the rest. But you allow the one and you'll lose more.
Yes.
Oh,
and that's how it goes.
Always.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, always.
Trust me, I know.
Me too.
I needed to hear that.
Yeah.
It's worth the loss.
Yeah. And we've seen that. We've seen
we have. Yeah. Like one of the things that my husband is famous for is nipping it in the bud as soon as he sees it.
True.
And people are like, that's not fair. La, la, la. And he's like, it's a cancer.
Yeah.
You don't allow cancer to grow. It's just like yeast. You don't allow a little bit of yeast to grow because it spreads. And then when it does, it spreads like wildfire. And stopping that is much harder than getting rid of the one or the two
Very
or whatever
true.
it is. Get rid of them before they cause damage and harm.
That's true. Because they'll bring in another person to justify.
Gossip
and now
with them or
it's
whatever.
Two people
Yeah.
that are in your group. Now they're like, they're battling you and all the, no, thank you. No.
If there's a vision and the vision's been cast and they don't want to be a part of that vision, like praying for people and seeing whatever you're believing for that you're seeing, and then you got somebody in there that wants to just gossip,
Right.
and that it becomes a gossip fest instead of the praying, then that the vision's not being fulfilled.
Right.
Then you need to get rid of them because they're not really there for the right reason. You got to. It's not, there's no option unless they have a heart change and they say, you know what, I've seen the error of my ways. I'm going to fix this. And now I'm going to be about what you guys are about.
Amen.
But that hardly ever happens because usually they get offended because
Right.
you've called them out on their bad behavior.
Yep.
That's how it normally works. But again, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
And that's all that really matters. So that's it.
That's it.
You guys going to add anything?
Anything else? That was good.
Sarah, you don't have anything to add.
I'll be honest, I really have to go to the bathroom.
Oh, let's go. Woman's got a full
Sit here
bladder.
and talk about this for another 20 minutes, but your girl's got to pee.
So we're out of here. Have a great weekend. See you at church on Sunday.
Yes.
If you don't get to attend, watch us live on Rumble,
Yep.
Facebook,
YouTube. We're there.
YouTube, Foundation Church. Love to see you. Thank you for joining us today. We will see you in 1 week. Bye.
Real talk.